We do not know, and nobody knows what's going to happen, because they experiment on long range. And we don't know what happens in a year or 20 years. Just like we don't know what happens, except we start knowing now, what happens with mobile phones in 20 years. You know, they cause brain tumors and blindness and deafness and cancer and whatever. It's totally known.
We are closely monitoring the emerging cases of swine flu in the United States. And this is obviously a cause for concern and requires a heightened state of alert.
These images on TV seem to contradict President Obama's message that swine flu is not a cause for alarm.
It's not the swine flu that's dangerous, it's the injections.
Genuine influenza, more people die from genuine influenza compared to what? Yeah, that's right, compared to swine flu right at this moment, because, I mean, geez, you know, look back in my country, there's only 14 dead, but then you probably got about 12, maybe, yeah, maybe, you know, maybe 50 to 100, 200 people die of genuine influenza. So, what is swine flu, mate?
Well, I think if you have underlying health issues, and my understanding is that the swine flu, if you caught it, could possibly exacerbate those issues, then I think it would be a good thing to take the vaccine. My understanding is that the vaccine is a very safe vaccine.
I think this swine flu, or the swine flu, is just like any other flu. It's just kind of mutated, but I don't think it's much worse or more dangerous than any other flu. I think the vaccination as such is a good idea, but I don't think we currently have the right vaccination. The vaccination we have, I think, in place, it's not vaccination against swine flu, it's just a vaccination against a flu. They don't really know what the side effects of the vaccination, and I don't think the government have the complete report if it's really the right vaccination.
I think that people are panicking a little bit too much, because there's a flu every year, and nobody seems to be worried about that. So I don't think there's any difference with swine flu. I mean, the company that I work for has a plan just in case if people got ill or if staff got ill, so they have a backup plan for this sort of situation, and all the people that I work with will have vaccination.
Last night on the news I heard some 6 million of the vaccines have been used, and as far as I'm aware there hasn't been any side effects that were of any importance really. So what I'm saying, I suppose, in all is that I think take the vaccine if you feel you have an underlying issue.
Swine flu breeds in pigs, spreads then from person to person.
Strange new kind of swine flu.
This terrifies me, the fact that New York City students may have been exposed to this.
That the Department of Health and Human Services will declare today a public health emergency.
We are sort of at the ground zero, if you will, Katie. This is the hospital where they've taken care of most of the early cases of swine flu.
Swine flu has crossed the Atlantic with cases confirmed in the UK and Spain.
The World Health Organization says the world is now closer to an influenza pandemic than at any time in the last 40 years.
As I said when we saw the first cases of this virus back in the spring, I don't want anybody to be alarmed, but I do want everybody to be prepared. We know that we usually get a second, larger wave of these flu viruses in the fall, and so response plans have been put in place across all levels of government.
At least they're making us very sick. And since the goal that I have read of the elite, if I can use that word, is to diminish our population on planet Earth by at least 2/3, maybe even 5 billion.
There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop, children. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Battle lines being drawn, and nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their mind.